All right, here is a speed run of the XL Esports case, Mealprep 101 Part 2. I'm going to start by just cleaning this table up a little bit. I'm going to make it a range instead of a table, just kind of my personal preference. Call it meals, right? And then level 1, I'm going to use this label lookup, pre-prepared lambda. If you want to learn about my lambdas, see the link in the description. Now I've got to actually look up the food data, right? So I take this and look up on here, returning all the data. And I'm going to keep my column heading so I can keep track of this. And I need this TEF data too. So transpose this. This is KCal per gram, and this is the TEF percentage. All right, so now I need to know the servings. All right, so servings is the amount I want to eat divided by the amount per serving. So now I am some product of the kilocalories per gram of the macronutrients times the amount of the macronutrients, and the whole thing times the number of servings, and the whole thing ceiling rounded to get level 2. Right, level 3, I've got to sort by that basically, right? So I'm going to do some product of the macronutrient numbers times the kilocalories per gram of each macronutrient divided by the number of grams in a serving. This I did wrong live because I did it per serving instead of per gram, which is wrong. Sort kilocalories per gram, ascending, and the meal A to Z is a tie break. Rank and negative rank. So this is what? Sequence 259. And then negative this. And then I'm going to reverse it using a little reverse lambda. All right, and I'll just look up both of these, and whichever one, exactly one of them will not be an error, and that one will be the correct answer, right? So I look up this on here, and I do the same thing with column H. And whichever one of those is not an error is the correct answer, right? So if error, one of them, otherwise the other one. All right, so there's level 3. Level 4 kind of picks up from level 2, except we're bringing in more of the TEF data, right? So first of all, I need kcalories per gram, and I also need the TEF factor I'm starting to use, right? So 1 minus the TEF is the amount absorbed, right? So the amount of calories I'm actually absorbing for each of these is the product of these 3 numbers. Okay, so the total absorbed per serving is the sum of this. And then calorie absorbed is the number of servings times the amount per serving. Right? The answer to this level is the ceiling round of this, but I'm also going to make a lambda for this because I know I'm going to need it more. So using OA robot, Control-Shift-O, mark as input cells. I do that so it doesn't go all the way back to the case sheet. SLA, save lambda as, and probably call this what? Calories absorbed. Sounds good to me. All right, level 5 is very similar, but instead of figuring out the servings, you have to tell me the servings, right? So let's say I did 1 serving of that. I'm absorbing this much per serving. So what do I need to get to that many calories? I need this many calories that I want divided by absorbing that much per serving. So that's the number of real grams I have to eat, right? Times the number of servings I have to eat, and then ceiling rounded. All right, level 6 now I can use my lambda, right? So if I take this meal and eat that number of grams, this is the calories absorbed. And now I'm going to go swimming, right? So I'm going to look up swimming on the activity table, returning the data, Control Shift up, down, bring in the column headings for here. For this one, what I care about is minutes per calorie. So minutes divided by the kilocalories there is that. So how long do I have to go to absorb that much? Is it times or divide? I forget. Yeah, it's that much times. So it's that much is the base minutes, right? Except there's a wake factor, right? So to get the wake factor, I'm going to look up the number of minutes I've been awake on the timing table, right? Locked, returning on this. The match mode is -1, exact match or next smaller, and it's got to be a binary search also to go fast enough. Live, I did not, because I didn't specify the number of numbers, and I didn't use a binary search, so it went way too slow, and I could not, and I messed up level 7. All right, this one, the only input is here. So I don't have to do this formula again in the next level. Just gonna do this SLA, save lambda as. There's my wake factor there. So now the ceiling of this divided by this is level 6. Then level 7 is basically the same thing, except, I'm going to flip it, right? So now I'm going to do minutes per calorie first of all, right? So minutes per calorie. And the wake factor is going to change, right? Because how many minutes have I been awake? Well, it changes, right? So I start with this, so it's 60 locked, right? Plus the sequence of it. It could be a long, long time. So I'm going to do 5,000 starting at 0, right? So that many minutes wake. Wake factor is using the lambda I just made, right? So it'll look it up fast and not crash Excel. Then calories burned is this times this frozen, right? Minutes per calorie, is that what I wanted? That's minutes per calorie. What I want is calories per minute, right? So equals calories per minute, like that. There we go. So now that's the number of calories burned. Total calories burned is the cumulative sum of this, like that. So now to X match the answer, I'm going to use, this is the answer. That's how many calories I need to absorb, right? Looking on here, I use exact match or next larger, and again, I use binary search because it's already sorted for me. And using binary search makes it run nice and fast instead of crashing Excel like I did during the live attempt. Okay, 1,000 points. What food has the highest caloric density? Well, guess what? We already sorted it, so it's got to be that one. All right, let's do vowels and consonants. So I'm going to copy this, just put it over here so I don't mess things up too much. So string to array, just brings out all this stuff. Control Shift and highlights it all. And then my frequency table subroutine is case sensitive, right? So now XLOOKUP this on prep. I now have vowels and consonants in my prep template because everybody keeps using it. So there it is. All right. So I got oh no, what happened? 31, 6 to 31, 6 to 31. All right. So now if I kind of sort this. Some of these I have to do manually to handle the umlauts, right? So how many points are these worth? That's a lowercase umlaut, uppercase vowel, lowercase, like that. These are lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, 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 equals some product of this and this, 1520. Drink has the highest thermal effect per unit. Again, unit here is milliliters, not servings, which confused me live, but now I see what the answer is. So the biggest of the drinks, right? Returning on the drinks. The highest difference between, how much TEF per unit is being used up. How much energy basically are you using up to digest these foods, right? So calorie absorbed, that amount, that name for food times that amount is that divided by per gram. So this is kilocalories per gram, right? So the amount you would have with no TEF minus the TEF is the difference per gram, right? So this is kind of TEF per gram. So now it's going to be the biggest of this returning on here. All right, and finally, I'm going to eat 10 grams of each one, right? So, I mean, that's already the amount I'm absorbing per gram, right? So that times 10 grams is the amount that I got per 10 grams, right? So the ceiling round of the sum of this is there, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye. All right, here is live attempt of the doc case for April 2026. We got English down here. Once you do start case, you get 30 minutes. So send the model in. All right, once 24 hours are up. All right, that's it. Not a lot of extra info. Gonna start a timer and boom. All right, English. So, Mealprep 101. Here we go. English Mealprep 101. All right. Fat, how much protein, fat, or carbohydrates, right? So it looks like a label lookup. Call that meals. Do I have the whole thing? Nope. Call this meals 2. No, that didn't work. Great. Okay. Label lookup of this. Oh, it's a table already, right? That's fine. With this and this. All right, and where is Flex Quiz? Flex Quiz is here. Da-da. Answer string. Do I want Flex Quiz to be seeable here? Like this here. How many calories when you prepare the given amount? So if I look up this on, I'm gonna make these a range for To range, yes, please. So now I'm going to look up the row. All right, so I look up the row and return all of the data, and I'll put in column headings here. So amount proportion is this divided by this, and then how many calories is per gram of fat. Does it say, is there a grams per calories? Yeah, here, okay. Fat, protein, carbohydrates is 9, 4, and 4. And then the amount, so some product of this, this, and that. Round up to the nearest whole number, ceiling round. All right. That is level 2, level 3. Meals and TEF. All right, that I'm doing. This is going to be sorted according to values, position 5. Dishes are sorted in ascending order of calories per unit. Negative number stays below. How can you have a negative number of calories? Food that has the least calories per amount. Few calories on the top, alphabetically by name, blah, blah, blah. This is what the meals, right? So some product of this, is the amount? The amount is in grams per unit. The amount of calories per unit is just, the sum product of this locked and this not locked. That's calories per unit. And then just going to sort this using the sort button by calories per unit ascending, and then name A to Z. And that makes tomato 5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So is it what? The index or the X match? It's the index, right? So index of this, where the index is here. Negative 46. All right, so negative number says from below, and a positive one is from above. If you sort all the dishes in ascending order, those are 2 calories on top. So how does a negative number is given? So here you're looking for food that is the 5th last position in the sorted list. All right, fine. Okay, so here are the meals, right? So this is -1, right? And this -1, yeah, okay, is the last. Is this still sorted correctly? No, this is not sorted correctly at all. This has gone bonkers. Okay. So, calories per unit because of this coming from L2 was a problem. All right, this is gone bonkers town. All right, so this is here. So calories per unit is this locked times this not locked, right? Now they're in the right order. Position negative. It's there. This should be fine, right? So if error, XLOOKUP, this on here, returning here. All right, so that is a level 3. Level 4, calories do not change in food. A burger has the same number of calories any time of the day. The absorption differs. How high are the calories absorbed? Intake calories. As the thermal effect varies, round up. TEF. Thermal effects. If I eat that, I've absorbed that much. All right, well, let's start here. All right, so first of all, I'm going to do this. Right. Equals some product of this and this times this for fat. So I got to do this for each of the, I got to do this for each of these separately, right? This times this times this is that. Then the amount that is absorbed is, yeah, it's 1 minus this, right? So equals this equals this times 1 minus that. Add these together and it is the correct answer. Sum of that, then round up or anything, round up, yep, ceiling math. All right, and that's a level 4. This is a little interesting, but I got the comma separators. I mean, I assume this is okay. Is this not the right thing? That looks weird, right? Yeah, okay, it's fine. Level 4. Yeah, no, that looks better. All right, level 5. If you want to absorb X calories of a meal, how much do you need to eat? Okay, so what I want to do is if it's a 1, then I get 416. No, then I get this for 1. Then I want to do this divided by, or no, this divided by this to get how many do I need to eat, right? So this times the amount there is the answer. And again, it's rounding up, right? Yeah. So that's good for 5. 5 again is wrong because I'm copying the wrong thing. Got to copy the correct thing with the delimiters. Yes, yes, yes. All right, good. 6. 6, 6, 6. Burning varies with the time you are already awake. How much of the given activity would you need to do to burn the calories you consume? So start by figuring out the calories here, right? Is like this is the calories consumed. How high are the calories absorbed of this quantity? So if this is my input, and this is calories absorbed, right? No, this is calories absorbed. This is calories absorbed. So equals calories absorbed of this meal and this quantity. Good. Our metabolic adjustment is based on the timing awake, right? Yep, good. Calories absorbed, time awake, factor is this. Looked up on here, returning this, probably with a -1 is I think how this works. With intense swimming, is that how that table works? Yeah, okay. You can burn with swimming, right? Look up swimming on the activity, returning this stuff. 972 and 69 minutes. This corresponds to a certain number of minutes per calorie. Calories times the time per calorie. So what? Calorie per minute is this divided by this. Now minutes per calorie equals this divided by this. That's minutes per calorie. Equals this times this times this is 5, 6. No, it's not 5, 6. Equals this times this. Is this divided by this? 58,996 is correct. All right. So equals ceiling math of this. All right, there's 6. Nope, wrong. I'm used to the other platform now. 6 here. Got to go back to Flex Quiz. Flex Quiz. All right, bonuses before 7. Which food has the highest caloric density is calories per amount, right? Calories per gram is the biggest of this returning this. The meal names are, in the meal names are vowels. Each lowercase vowels with 1 point, each uppercase vowels with 2 points. How many points are all the meals having? All right, so this is what, string to array of this, and then my subroutine, my frequency table subroutine is case sensitive, so I believe this will work. My frequency table lambda is not case sensitive. Control Shift N. Good. All right. So frequency table subroutine. If it is, let's see if it's a vowel or consonant first of all. So I got those prepped over here. Ba, ba, ba. Just give me consonant for all of them because I'm not varying it. Okay, good. Should have 10 vowels. Yeah, good. All right. So then the number of points for a, oh crap, are these freaking vowels? I don't know if these are freaking vowels. Jesus Christ. All right, well, I'm gonna just treat the accents as the same as not having accents, I guess, huh? Each lowercase vowel is worth 1 point, each uppercase vowel is worth 2 points. So these are lowercase vowels. These are uppercase vowels. I guess that is a lowercase vowel. That is a lowercase vowel, uppercase vowel, lowercase vowel. And the rest of these are just regular Latin letters. So some product of that and this is 1520. Which drink has the highest thermal effect per unit? Use the hydration tab. Thermal effect kilocalories. So there's two that are tied for the most, for the amount. What does this even mean? Thermal effect for kilocalorie. That's the amount, and that's the temperature. Which drink has the highest thermal effect per unit? I don't get it. What dish has the highest difference between calories and calories consumed per unit? Calorie minus TEF, right? That I think I have is based on, that's calories per unit, right? And then what if I do cal absorption of the meal and the quantity? And then I'm looking for what? The biggest difference or the smallest difference? Highest difference. Okay, so now it is the difference between these. The biggest of this returning on here. 10 grams of each meal. How much? That's based on level 7. So I'll look at that later, I think. Or, well, I could guess that now, right? Which drink has the highest thermal effect per unit? Well, like, there's 2 of them that are tied for 15. So what do you want from me? Highest thermal effect, they're both the same temperature and the same amount. I'm going to call it cold water. Why not? Is that what that means? Cold water? Da, da, da. This is bonus 4, bonus 3. I'm trying to guess is this. And then 10 grams of each meal, right, is just, what if I did, how much am I absorbing, right? So if I absorb 10 grams of each meal, right, it's the biggest of this on here. I don't know why that's level 7. I haven't got to level 7 yet, so who knows. All right, that was also the most calorie dense, whatever the heck that is. All right, 6 minutes. Geez. Okay. Example 6, about 14 calories are absorbed by the activity. Did we do activities before? What do we do with activities? Da, da, da. Calorie absorbed for this meal and this quantity is cal absorbed. Awake for 60 minutes, right? It's based on one of these, right? Awake for 60 minutes. Jogging slowly can burn that number of calories in this number of minutes. That's calorie per minute. That's what? Yeah, calories per minute is this divided by this. For the first minute, you burn that times this. First 30 minutes, that's the calories per minute. 31st minute is our 90th walking minute. That changes the factor to that. Okay, so then the factor is for minutes, right? So then, all right, so the minutes, if you start after 60 minutes away, after 30 minutes, if you assume you want to consume, how many whole minutes does it take to get to this? So that it could take a lot, right? So let's say up to 2,000 minutes. And awake so far is equals this plus this, right? And we'll start at 0. And this is factor on here, returning here with the -1 type. So now the calories per minute is there, so equals this times this with the T18 locked. Total is this. So now it is X match of the number I need to absorb on this with, I guess, the one type. Yeah, that's the correct answer. All right, 2 minutes left. Come on, calculate. It's 2,000 minutes. I mean, there's nothing super long in here. Come on, guys. Come on, Excel. You can do it. Excel, 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 Excel. As oh, why is this going slow? Why is it all zeros? Oh, I'm so close yet so far. Just got like one answer here, 1175. Well, I'll put in 1175. And then, what? What are we doing? 122 is 150. 123. Oh man, let's do this as only, I mean, 1,000. I mean, my time is up, up, up. Oh, I'm so close yet so far. I know I'm not going to be able to submit this file either because I'm out of time. 575, nope. Oh, too bad. All right, that's it for live. Thanks for watching.